paisanos, Toon Gamer 23 here. Well, it's been a while since we saw the live-action ottoman down in the living room with the cluttered couch in the background. But today I have a brand new system that I want to introduce y'all to. So, it's been quite a while since the original Nintendo Switch unboxing. Well, check it out. It's the Nintendo Switch 2! With Mario Kart World included. Alright, that's right, I got the bundle. So yeah, that's a few dollars shaved off of buying the actual game. Yeah, admittedly, I am not too thrilled about the prices, but it's Nintendo. Go figure. So anyway, we have the Nintendo Switch 2 box, and that's not all. I even have the original Nintendo Switch box for size comparison. As you can tell, the Nintendo Switch 2 box is a lot more compact than this one. So yeah, it was more spread out evenly with its accessories. Alright, so the original Nintendo Switch had all of its components labeled, and I guess... Oh, wait a minute. Lo and behold, so does the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, so Nintendo Switch 2 consoles, number 1, the Joy-Con left, number 2, Joy-Con right, 3, Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter, which is a brand new component, is number 4. That's right, so you can actually adapt to AC adapters. So, yeah, that's really something. Alright, so for number 5, we have the USB ports. Number 6 is the dock, which is a more curved version of the original Nintendo Switch's dock. But we'll see that in the next segment. Okay, and there's the grip where you can slip your Joy-Cons into is number 7. And let's see, the straps for number 8, left and right, obviously, and the HDMI cable for number 9. All right, so we've got 9 pieces in there. Well, technically, there's there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's 10. So there's 10. So the straps are 2 components. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so just give me a minute to... So there's a little sticker. I just need to cut it open with my knife. Okay, so... Yeah, been to Yosemite. Alright. So there's a little tag on the little... Okay, so just cut that open. Alright. So, let us see what's inside. Okay, so... Right, so here's the instructions. Plug it in and set it up. Okay, so AC adapter and power outlet configurations may vary outside USA. Okay, so yeah, our parents, my family and I took a trip to Ireland and London one time, so I know all about that. Okay, so number 2, set it up. When attached to the Nintendo Switch 2 console, the Joy-Con 2 controller batteries will also charge. To attach a Joy-Con controller, press the release button on the back of the controller and pull outward gently. Okay, so yeah, unlike the original Nintendo Switch, which was just sliding into place, this one has magnets. So your Joy-Cons will be sure not to fall and slip off, so. Oh wait, there's one more. Okay, so press the power button to set the Nintendo Switch system to sleep mode or to wake it up. Okay, so aside from a few alterations, it's basically like the original Nintendo Switch with a couple of differences. Alright, so. Okay, so peering inside, we have the console itself, the big screen, and we have the left and right Joy-Cons which has the iconic blue and red Switch complementing each other. So yeah, it's basically complementing the iconic blue and red Joy-Cons for the original Nintendo Switch. So yeah, it's good stuff. Alright, so let's... Oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. Let's see. Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry about that, I was missing something. Okay, so apparently the thing I was missing was the original Nintendo Switch console itself. So I have it with me for size comparison. So I'm just going to pull it out of my Super Mario Odyssey component here. This bag right here. Alright. So yeah. The good old Nintendo Switch. Can't go wrong with this, baby. Okay, so obviously this is the one with the gray Joy-Cons instead of the blue and red. So it's not very... for the sake of comparing the Joy-Cons, unfortunately, that's... it's kind of a deal breaker there. But basically, I'm using this for the sake of comparing the size of the original to the Nintendo Switch 2. So... Alright, so just put that there. Let's move the box out of the way. Alright. Okay, so let's go ahead and unwrap these babies. Okay, so Joy-Cons. And the screen. Alright, so that's the top layer, so just give me a sec to put it together. Okay, so obviously the protective film. Okay, so there was a warning about protective film layer, and I'll heed that warning. But let's just try to get the Joy-Cons out of their plastic. I've already got the blue one out of its plastic. Yeah, I'm sorry I never show my face in any of these live action segments. I'm just self-conscious. Okay. Okay, so the ends of the Nintendo Switch 2 are color-coded, so you'll know exactly where these go. So any idiot can... Alright, snaps into place. Perfect. Okay, now for the left. Ta-da! Alright! Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So, behold the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so, for the sake of comparing it to size, let's get this baby right here. And just compare the size of these two. Okay, so yeah, look at it. Screen is significantly bigger, and that's not all. Apparently the Nintendo Switch 2 has an extra button for the camera button. So yeah, you can actually, once I get the camera components, I can actually show my live action face to my friends online. So yeah. So yeah, good stuff so far. So yeah, that's the console itself. I still need to charge this baby, but once I get this set up, it should be smooth sailing. Okay, so just put the regular console back. Okay, so just we go fishing for the other components. Okay, so apparently there's 11 components because I forgot that this one comes... Wait for it. Wait. No, false alarm. What is that? Well, I was gonna say the Mario Kart World game, but it fell Oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. So anyway, we got the strap for the right Joy-Con, labeled red, obviously. Alright, so yeah. And the blue. Don't forget the blue. Okay. So yeah, strap these babies around your wrists, and your Joy-Cons won't go flying into the TV screen. Want to make sure that never happens. Alright, so just put these here. Okay, so camera's a little... Alright. Okay, so there's the straps. And this is the HDMI cable. It says HDMI right there. Alright, so we're spoiled by 1080 and 2K, but let's try 4K on this. Well, anyway. Alright, so let's place it there. Okay. So yeah, this is okay, and obviously the health and safety information and usage guidelines. I'll read that later, or never. What can I say? I'm basically short and sweet and to the point, so. Okay, truth be told, I'm recording this on my iPhone, and it's not very secure. It's just kind of perched on a tripod without any security, and a simple nudge could just knock it over. But hopefully that won't happen again. So let's move on. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so what we got in here? Let me see. Ah, it's the grip. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch 2 grip with red and blue labeled sides, so nobody is going to confuse them. That's honestly kind of shocking that so many people were stupid enough to mix up the left and right Joy-Cons of the original. Welcome to America, I guess. Okay, so let's just place that there. Okay, so I could have sworn the Mario Kart World game was right in there. Okay, so here's the instructions again. And this, which knocked the phone over, how to redeem your full game download. I'll look into that later. Right now I'm kind of in a little bit of a rush, so. All right. There was a component. Yeah, the game was in here, but it just fell out somewhere. Well, I'll find it, hopefully. Okay, so got a couple more components in here. So let's try this one. Okay, so this looks like the adapter. So yeah, the plug-in adapter. All right. Sweetness. Look at that modern look. Okay, so yeah, it's the Nintendo Switch 2 AC adapter. So you can plug this baby into any outlet. So, I know that's basically what the original Nintendo Switch 2 version had, but you can also plug it in with this. Okay, so yeah, the original kind of had that big bulky adapter on one end of its USB ports, and this one also has a USB port. But with the new adapter, you can plug it in to basically tight fitting outlets. All right, so let's put that adapter right there. Okay, so yeah, I know that the original Nintendo Switch is there, but I'm just keeping it for the sake of comparison to size. And here's the adapter right there. All right. Okay, so last but not least, aside from the Mario Kart game, which mysteriously vanished, really hoping I can find that thing. Well, anyway, last but not least, for the Switch itself, is the dock. And as you can tell, it's got more curvature to it than the original did. Okay. And let's check the back. Okay, so you got the HDMI port in there somewhere. There it is, way back in there. But I do believe you can detach the back end of this. Here we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so here it is. AC adapter, HDMI out, and LAN. Whatever that means. But yeah, this thing has a cooling fan, because I imagine a system that has far more memory and RAM power is going to require a lot of cooling activity. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, down in there is basically just like the original Nintendo Switch charging dock. And I do remember there being... there's some USB ports. And I do remember from the Direct that there was like a microphone within the dock. That's or maybe it was on the top of the Nintendo Switch console itself, but I'll look into that later. Okay, so all right, so aside from Mario Kart World, I could have sworn I saw it in there, but it mysteriously disappeared. So, let's see. So, yeah, this is basically the Nintendo Switch 2 sets all together. Okay, so yeah. Box. Wonderful. Okay, so yeah, you can see just what you can do on the sides. Ooh, nice sky blue there. Okay, Nintendo! Obviously. Okay, so yeah, and the back. Alright. Now let me see. Maybe I can find... It fell... I could have sworn it fell into the box itself, but it just vanished. Oh well. I'm sure I'll probably find it eventually. But anyway, that'll basically do it for the components for the Nintendo Switch 2 itself. Once I find the actual Mario Kart World game, I'll actually show that in the next part. But that'll do it for the parts. So yeah, we've got the basis with the Joy-Cons, we got the grips, we got the USB port, we got the adapter, we have the HDMI cable, we got the grip, the dock, and there's the USB cable. All right. So, let's get this baby fully charged and transition over to the television. So, without further ado, to the television! Alrighty, so we're up in my bedroom. So, used to be the television out in the living room, but obviously times change. So, alright, so as you can see on the desktop, we've got the classic Nintendo Switch and the classic Nintendo Switch dock, and also the classic Nintendo Switch grip. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We already went over that stuff back in 2017. We want to get to the new stuff. Okay, well, I guess since I've got the parts, I may as well just kind of do a side-by-side comparison. So, we got the classic Nintendo Switch grip, and we got here the one for the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so the classic one had more curved indents for smaller Joy-Cons, and this one kind of has more flat, more flat grips. aside from the red and blue sides. Okay, so and I already did a size comparison for the consoles, but just show you once again. Let's see. Okay, so this one's all juiced up and ready to go, but we want the second Switch to have that luxury. Okay, so yeah, like I mentioned in the last parts, the screen sizes are pretty much self-explanatory. All right. Last but not least, we have the docks to view side by side. So like I mentioned, the regular Nintendo Switch dock is more angular, while the Nintendo Switch 2 dock has a more curvy feature to it. So yeah. So yeah, even around the other side, it kind of has like a more smooth type of figure to it. So yeah, just a quick side-by-side analysis of the components, old and new. So, and I guess maybe I'll put them side by side here just so you can compare sizes real quick. Okay, so the main focus is to try to hook up the Nintendo Switch 2 and get the console warmed up. So I'll do just that. It might take a little bit, so I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
I kind of ended the last part a little bit prematurely because there was one more thing I wanted to point out. So I was expecting there to be a physical copy of Mario Kart Worlds within the Nintendo Switch 2 box, which explains why there was that quote-unquote extra piece of the puzzle that I couldn't find yesterday. So, here we go. So it was actually on the back of this register full game download card the whole time. I just didn't bother to look on the other side. But yeah, it's a full game download code. But yeah, it's not the physical copy, which I was kind of hoping for. But considerably, I'd much rather have the $50 discount with a download code rather than the $80 physical copy. All right. Now, I did mention that I'd be back once I get the Switch 2 all charged up, but I just want to show you the process of how it's going to be. All right, so we open up the dock of the Switch 2. We can get this. Here we go. Okay, so just like with the original, it's got all the fixins: AC adapter, HDMI, and LAN. And it was also these USB ports. So apparently the original Nintendo Switch had these as well. I just honestly never bothered to use them, which is kind of sad. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this hooked up. Okay, so just give me a sec. Okay, so got the AC adapter. So yeah, I've got the USB drive and the USB cord. Okay, so just hook it up to the adapter and I'll just plug this in. Just a quick sec. Okay, so I still need to unplug it. So it still takes up 2 outlets in my power strip, so. But anyway, let's get this hooked up. All right, so with the AC, let's get this in there. All right, so it's all hooked up. Now for the HDMI cable, still wrapped up. Let me just go ahead and undo this. Okay, so if you kind of see the Elgato game capture cards right in front of the TV there, that's what I use for most, if not all, of my video game recordings. But for this little test, I'm just gonna hook the HDMI cable directly to the Nintendo Switch 2 for obvious reasons. Alright, so just in. Okay, let's see. It's a little tricky there. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. So now we plug that in here. Okay. So last but not least, we punch in the console itself. All right, slip it in. All right. Oop. Oh, it's already got a little bit of a charge there already. Okay, so just need to turn on the boob tube a little. All right. So let us see. Okay, so switch it to the game console. Okay, so checking HDMI 2. Okay, so oh, wait a minute. I think it's trying to detect a signal, so let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so it says to remove the switch from the switch tube dock. All right. Okay. Here we go. Nintendo Switch 2 is alive. It's alive. Sorry, I had to do that. Okay, so English US, the Americas. Okay, end user license agreements. I'll just accept that. Yeah, I'm not planning to do anything illegal with this thing. I just want to place it. Okay, internet settings. All right, so yeah, this is rather anticlimactic. I have to do it with holding it up to the camera, but this time I've got a camera attachment that has the iPhone grip, so I don't have to worry about bumping into the iPhone and knocking it over this time. So okay, just enter the password. That's classified information, so just give me a few seconds, a few moments, and I'll have it ready.
A few moments later.
Okay, connect to the internet. And boom! Alright. Alright, please wait. Okay, about to download update data. You can continue setting up while the update downloads. Okay, so very first update data is downloading. Okay, so I just need to wait this out. Okay, so time zone. So New York, Montreal, Toronto. Okay, so I'm on the east coast of the US. I won't say exactly where, obviously. Okay. Okay, with Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. Just like with the original. Okay? The system can stand whatever angle you like. Just pull out the rear stand. You can now connect the AC adapter to the top of the system. Okay, that's cool. So instead of... Oh, okay, so you can still input it at the bottom of the system like with the first Nintendo Switch, but you also have the additional option of plugging it in on top. Okay, so plugging it in both ways, eh? Okay, I can dig that. Okay, so as for the stand, well, it's a lot more thorough than the original one. Okay, so yeah, this stand goes at the whole back of the handheld. So Okay, so just turn to... Okay, so yeah, this is another comparison. So yeah, for the Nintendo Switch 2, the stand is basically all the way. So yeah, it's a vast improvement over the original one, which basically just had this little itty bitty flap in the back here. But so yeah, this wasn't too bad. I mean, it kept it perfectly balanced. Didn't really have any issues, but that's basically because I didn't really have much reason to take it on the go or have friends. But you get the idea. Okay, so just moving on from the stand, using stands. Okay, detach the right hand Joy-Con 2. Okay, hold the release button. Okay, so this button right here. Okay, this should release. Okay. So yeah, let's put this back. Okay, so there's a green light on it. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, so what we want is the right one. Okay. Okay, so detach both of them as well, so I'll just do that. Okay, select next with the controller you removed. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of a bit precarious by holding it by the tips of my fingers. Okay, you can use the accessories that came with the system to hold the Joy-Con 2 controllers in multiple ways. View attachment guide. Okay, so yeah, you can use the grip or you can use the straps, whichever works for you. I usually personally, I just love the whole controller grip feel, so that's my go-to. Okay, when attached to a grip, a pair of Joy-Con 2 function as a single controller. You can attach the Joy-Con 2 controllers to the sides. Alright. I basically demonstrated that already, but in case you needed, for those of you with a short attention span, I will gladly redo that. Alright. Down here. Okay, so got the Switch 2. Alright. So just slide that in. Okay, and the Redder goes in too. Boom. Instant controller. So yeah, I'll probably consider getting the Pro Controller later, as well as the camera. But I think that'll come in a part 2 video of Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing. This is basically just the main system setup. Alright, so back to the console. Okay, so we just detach the Joy-Cons from the grip. Okay. So yeah, like with the ones with the original, these ones have green lights, indicating that they are indeed functional. Okay, so to remove them, press the button on the back of the Joy-Con 2 controller and slide. Okay, so the thing about pushing the buttons on the back is there's these little itty bitty tabs on the top that kind of push out whenever you press the button in the back. So yeah, they just kind of push back against the magnetic pull. So, all right, so, oh, I guess it's more of a lefty type of deal. Oh, I'll just put them back in. I don't care. Or just leave. Yeah, it's just I was kind of expecting it to be on the big screen, but I have to do this with the handheld, I guess. Okay, you can use the straps when you hold Joy-Con 2 in each hand. slip on from the end with the strap and tighten firmly. Okay, so to remove a strap, hold the release button on the back of the Joy-Con 2. Alright, so just choose that again. So let me see. Aha, here's the straps. Okay, so they're color coded this time, so we can ensure that even the dumbest of people won't mess it up. Okay, so yeah, just snap it into place. And same with this one. Okay, so you got yourself 2 individual Joy-Cons with straps that you can hook up to your wrists, so they don't suffer the same fate as a Wii controller. And they have bigger SL and SR buttons. So yeah, if you play Joy-Con games with your friends, if they come up with another Mario Party, or if you want to play a previous Mario Party installment on the classic Switch, then I'm pretty sure that this increased button span will be a huge surplus. It will be a huge plus. So, all right. So just press the button on the back again. Just pressing the switch to choose buttons. Okay. So the screen's gone dark. So yeah, just kind of anticlimactic with you hearing that that calm, serene music in the background, but you're just staring at kind of a screensaver. All right. Well, let's see. Alright, choose a style. You can change it at any time. Okay, so I want the TV style. Okay, so ready to update the system. Alright, so let's see if it will do so this time. Or if it's still... Or if it'll still do... Alright, here we go. Okay, so... I'm gonna... Here we go. Okay, so I was using a headphone attachment this time, but there we go. Okay, so let's increase the. There we go. All right, so now we're cooking. All right, so update. Okay, so the system will restart once the update is complete. Okay, that was fast. All right, so just give it a minute.
12 seconds later.
Okay, system update completed. Okay. Guys, need to resync the Joy-Cons. Okay, you can transfer data from your Nintendo Switch to this Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. Alright, so yeah, kind of bittersweet. So once I transfer the data over to Nintendo Switch 2, I guess there's no going back. So I guess the classic Nintendo Switch will just be a relic. Well, considering that the Nintendo Switch 2 is backwards compatible, I guess it's sort of works. Okay, so yeah, I'll do the start system transfer. Okay, if you have a microSD card express memory card, insert it. You can use the inserted microSD express card to store data for downloadable software, screenshots, etc., etc., etc. Only microSD express cards, which feature the marks shown in this image, are supported. Other SD cards won't work. Okay, so now I do believe that I did have one for the classic Switch. Let me check that. Alright, so now I do believe it's hidden in the... Aha, here we go. So yeah, it's located right here. So yeah, this teeny itty bitty little shrinky dinky little micro SD card. Okay, so let me see. Maybe I'll go ahead and upload that to this console right here. Okay, so if I can find where the SD port goes. Ah, here we go. It's right here under the flap. All right, so let me just get this inserted right here. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. The inserted micro SD card either can't be read or isn't compatible with Nintendo. Okay, so sure it's marked with a. Okay, well, okay, false alarm. Okay, I guess this little beauty is gonna be sticking with the classic system for a while. So, okay, so yeah, this is taking longer than anticipated, but most of these types of things do. So, okay, so let me just put this back. All right, so. Okay, so just skip it. Okay. Okay, so I gotta sign into my Nintendo account. Using the source Nintendo Switch system. Okay, so. Alright, so. Oh, QR code. Keep this page up and scan the QR code with your smart. Okay, so. This is gonna take a little bit, so. Actually, this requires me to use my cell phone, so I guess I'll have to. Let me see. Okay, so account issue dates, expiration dates. Okay, so it's not information I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm gonna need to use my cell phone for a bit, so I'll be right back.
Later.
Okay, that'll do it. I'm all logged in. Okay, TG23 with the Kirby heart. Okay, move the system and the source system close together to transfer data. Okay, so. Okay, so source Nintendo Switch system. All right, this system close together. Okay, so just let me just. Oop. Sorry, that was the remote. The TV remote. Okay, never mind. All right, so I guess this is truly the end of one era and the beginning of another. Okay, so. Okay, so the click just came from my original Switch. Okay, so yeah, after I inserted the SD card, it just came back on. Okay, so yeah. Had plenty of good times on the classic Nintendo Switch, but I think it's time to move on to another era. Okay, so all these games are going to be transferred over to the Nintendo Switch DOS. Okay, so just gotta place this system close to it. Actually, I think it needs to be on top of each other. Okay, just give me a sec. This is a tedious process, but it's a necessary tedious process. Alright, so. Alright, so just drag this away. Okay, so. Okay, time for these two to come together. Okay, so close together. Bring the systems close. Okay, so. Okay, so. Okay. Please do the following on the source Nintendo Switch system. Open the home menu and then select the system settings. System transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. Continue the setup process until you see searching for the Nintendo Switch 2. Alright, so. Okie doke. So. Okay, system settings on the original. Okay, so. System settings, system transfer. Okay, system. Okay. Let's see. System transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. All right. System data will be transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. To complete this transfer, you will need an internet connection and a Nintendo Switch account. All right. Got it. Next. Okay. So we'll need to transfer before you can start to transfer. Okay, update. Another stinking update. Okay. So yeah. Update. Now. Okay. Console will start. Once the update is complete, any suspended software will be closed. Alright. Alright. Okay, update complete. Let's restart. Okay, man, this is tedious. Okay, so yeah, I had to, you might notice kind of like a fan in the background. I had to turn on the fan because it was getting stuffy in here. So, alright. So, just need to. Okay. System update is complete. You can now continue with the system transfer to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Okay, system transfer. Okay. So let's see. This system on this screen. Okay, continue to start searching for. Okay. Well, I already did it. What next? Oh, shoot. Okay, so. Okay, you can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on a Nintendo Switch 2 system. Okay, so this is Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Nintendo Switch 2. Visit the Switch 2 website for compatibility information. Okay, so yeah, I'll basically be holding on to the classic Nintendo Switch just in case it need be. Make sure your Nintendo Switch System 2 is nearby. Okay, so it's right here. So let's do it. Okay, so Brothers Collide. The ancestor and the predecessor. Okay. Starting a system transfer, you agree to the following. Alright, so Switch targets instead of Switch, it will automatically sign into the Nintendo system. Okay, blah 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 blah. Alright. Let us transfer. Okay. Users who have not linked to Nintendo will be removed from the system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Okay, so not linked to Nintendo account. Okay, so that's just basically my backup account. So I guess save data for the following software will be removed from this system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Okay, so Pokemon Sword, Fall Guys, Arms Test Punch. Okay, so yeah, we're starting the system and transfer process. Okay, so connect the AC tower. Okay, so really a lot more complicated than I thought, but it's what I gotta do. It's what I gotta do. Okay, so all right, so I gotta connect it for both systems. Bah humbug. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Alright, so it's on the big screen once again. And I gotta hook up the AC adapter for the classic Switch. More convoluted bullcrap. Okay, so just put the. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the AC for the classic Nintendo Switch. Okay, so man, this is confusing. Okay, just plug it in. All right, so just leave that on the counter there. And oh, that's right. This is the big bulky one. That's okay. So yeah, the AC adapter for the Nintendo Switch 2 may take up slightly less space, but it still takes up like 2 power outlets. It's annoying. You would think that the AC adapter would be like an iPhone adapter where it's just takes up one AC whatever. Okay, what am I gonna do? I gotta think this through. Gotta take another break. BRB.
Eventually.
Okay, so I had to take out my phone charger from behind my bed and put it with this right here. So get this closer. Oh. Sorry about that. Okay, connected to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Connect an AC adapter to each system and keep them near each other. Okay. Continue on the Nintendo Switch 2 system to download data. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of a nice touch there. So yeah, with the blue and red notches for the Nintendo Switch 2 compared to the old system. So yeah. So yeah, fond memories of the classic Switch, but there's a brand new Switch in town. So, okay, so I do believe we're ready. We can commence with this system transfer data. All right, let's take these out. All right, start download. All right. Okay, so I consider that close enough. Okay, so calculating time left. Okay, this is gonna take a while. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit. So, another break. Okay, it's almost time. Downloading data. Okay. Okay, anytime now. Just 1 minute left. Okay, so while I was waiting, I did myself a favor and I scratched the download code for Mario Kart World. Yeah, I just need to... Okay, setting the system up. Okay. Alright. Okay, this is going much faster. Fingers crossed. Okay, my phone's running low on juice. Hope that I can actually get this all done before I have to recharge the thing, so... Okay. Come on. Okay, whoa, alright. We're getting there. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright, download complete. Software will be downloaded later. Alright. Okay, next, screenshots and videos will be imported from the micro SD card that's being used with the Nintendo Switch system. Okay, so... Gladly. Okay, have the micro SD card you used on the Nintendo Switch ready. Okay. To the micro into the back of the system. Oh, brother. The list of transfers just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, I'm gonna take another break because my phone's about to die, so I need more juice in order to keep recording. So, okay. Plus, I think I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. So yeah, just give me a little while.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so let's get this wrapped up. Alright, so what's the micro SD card after all? So let's take it out of here. Okay, so it's been removed. Console turn off. Okay, so well, here's hoping that doesn't need to, that the Nintendo Switch 2 console no longer needs it. Okay, so once again, transfer to the handheld mode. Okay, so it shows the Nintendo Switch 2 micro SD position right on the back here with the stand. So let me just lift the flap up and just slide this little card right up in here. Okay, snug as a bug. Okay, to use this micro SD card, you'll need to update the system. Again. It just never stops. Okay. Update system. Okay, updating. ... Okay, alright. That was short and sweet. Alright. Alright. So. Let's give it a sec. Okay. Can now be. Alright. So all I needed was a update. That's why it couldn't be used before. Okay, screenshots and videos on the micro SD card will be copied to system memory. This may take a while. Okay, start copying. Alrighty. Man, that's a lot of pictures. Okay, so actually, I think some of those that are taking a bit longer were probably like those little clippets I used for like footage for the Nintendo Labo kit. Actually, come to think of it, I still think I have the blaster that I put together a little while back. Yeah, I think well, it's kind of tangled up in some wires on the floor right now, so. But anyway, I haven't used it in a while, but yeah, if I ever get the hankering to going back to doing some Nintendo Labo unboxing videos, I'll probably have some fun with that. Come to think of it, I did mention like several years back, like a few years ago, that I would make some respective videos for Nintendo Labo unboxing, but I just never got around to them. I just kind of fell into like the gimmick of just recording Let's Play parts. Just never stuck with me. So yeah, I'm just one of those guys who just really thinks he can do everything on the fly, but time just keeps sneaking up on you, and well, when you've got work to do, and one day you just realize the job is not worth keeping. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there we go. Let's keep it moving at that brisk pace. Come on. Let's get this over with. Come on. Give me a sign. Okay, almost done. It's like, okay, so about 200 left. Okay. Alright. And screenshots and videos were copied to system memory. Alright. Okay. Alright, so remove it. Oh boy. Well, considerably looking back, this is a long setup, but looking back, the original Nintendo Switch setup was long and tedious too, so. Alright, so let's remove this shrinky dinky card. Alright. Okay, so let me just get the Joy-Cons. Okay. So SD card's been removed. Duh. Alright. So, okay, screenshot and video import complete. You can find and view the imported data in the album. Okay, time to restart the system. So, let's just slip it in there. So I think that should do it for the system transfer. So, okay, so let's just get the, okay, here we go. All right. So, with the system data transferred over from the original Switch to the Nintendo Switch 2, system transfer complete, that proves it. We are ready to roll. Okay, setup complete. Go to home menu, press the home button. Alright. Will do. Okay. Awesome. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Ooh, there's even some. Okay. So I basically got the same settings as in the original Switch, but there's also game chats, which is the complement to the C button on the right Joy-Con. So yeah. So once I buy the camera accessory from my local Targets, I'll probably do a little recording on that. Okay, there's the news chat, Nintendo eShop. Okay, so it's nice to know that the eShop's still working for the Switch and Switch. Okay, so album. Okay, so yeah, screenshots from what looks like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So yeah, I've just been doing that kind of off screen. I haven't been doing Let's Plays for that, but when you're doing a whole bunch of Let's Plays at one time, it's just kind of difficult to. There's just so many games, so little time. You know what I mean? Okay, so and game share. Okay, so you can play together using software that supports game share. Okay, so yeah, it's just basically a local gaming type of deal. Okay, so and for the controllers, this is a little snap click instead of the Nintendo Switch click. So, all right, so change grip order, search for controllers, how to pick controllers. Okay, so virtual game cards. Okay, and system settings and sleep mode. Okay, system settings, airplane mode, screen brightness, accessibility, users. So yeah, there's a. Okay, so. Okay, TG23's Switch 2. Okay. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, so let's see. Using game chat. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll just get the camera for that. Okay, virtual game cards. So I said earlier that I got the download code for Mario Kart World. So yeah, I'm pretty looking forward to downloading that game. As a matter of fact, I think next weekend would be a good opportunity for a stream for Mario Kart World. I was planning to this weekend, but I've got things to do, and I think that I'm going to be hanging out with at one of my friends' places to watch a movie. So anyway, I've got plans for this weekend, but next weekend with Father's Day, I'll definitely complement that by playing Mario Kart World. So yeah. So that'll do it for the Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing and setup. So yeah, it's been a long day. So yeah, it's just past 10 o'clock at night. So yeah. Man, this was a bunch to record. So yeah, I had a bunch yesterday afternoon and a bunch this evening. So yeah, that'll pretty much be the Nintendo Switch 2. So yeah, there's a whole bunch you can do with this beauty, with so many Nintendo Switch games of the past that you can still play on this. But so yeah, this Mario Party Superstars, Crest Team Nitro Fuel, Fall Guys, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, so, and my most recent stream was with Sonic Mania, but so yeah, I'll definitely give Mario Kart World a try next weekend. Well, I might just go ahead and download it now and just play it a little bit and then just... Well, anyway, we'll see what happens. So that'll do it for the unboxing and setup of the Nintendo Switch 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video since the last one. It's been a while, so yeah. This was very intricate and detailed, but I finally got the Nintendo Switch 2 updated, and I'm very much looking forward to playing it. So I'll be sure to do a second unboxing video for the microphone and Pro Controller some other time once I have them from Target. But as for now, that'll do it for the Nintendo Switch 2. At least the unboxing and setup of the system. As for the experience, well, that's up to me and everything off screen. There's not enough time in the day for that, obviously. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, and if you would leave a comment and or like, that would be most appreciated. Until next time, this is ToonGamer23, signing out. Okay, so I think I'll drop by the Nintendo eShop first and see what there is. I think I'm just browsing because I've spent plenty of cash on just this system alone. And the Mario Kart World download. So that's just a cruel kind of thing to wrap your mind around, is that Nintendo is never going to decrease their prices, okay? So yeah, just need to get used to that. I think 500 is basically my threshold for any game console, but once I find another job that offers more pay, we'll see what happens. But as for right now, I've got a whole bunch of games to play on a bigger screen. So you'll just leave me to it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And who knows, maybe you'll finally get to see my real face once I find the virtual camera. Wouldn't that be something?